Welcome to our lesson about the constant radius fillet. As you see in my graphic area, I've already created a part. Let's go ahead and activate the fillet command. What a fillet does is smooth sharp edges using a circle algorithm. That's why we have to define a radius when we apply a fillet. There's two tabs in the Fillet Property Manager, Manual Fillet and Fillet Expert. In this lesson, we're going to use the Manual tab of the Property Manager, and we'll focus on the first fillet type, the constant radius fillet. The first thing to do is specify the fillet radius. Next, we select the edges to which we want to apply the fillets. Our fillet is previewed in yellow in the graphic area. Down below, we've got the option for a full preview, which is currently selected, no preview, or partial preview. Partial preview shows us one fillet at a time. And when this option is selected, you press down the letter A on your keyboard to cycle between fillets. Let's restore full preview, and let's accept our work. Fillet 1 now appears as a feature in the Feature Manager design tree. The fillet is an applied feature. It doesn't have a plus sign next to it like we see with the boss extrude. Extruded bosses and revolved bosses are sketch-based features. They are based on a sketch, which they ultimately absorb. We need to expand the boss branch in order to see the sketch. Let's right-click on our fillet and select Edit Feature. The Property Manager looks different now. Some of the options previously available to us are no longer available. Let's check the Multiple Radius Fillet option. Now we can edit the radius of each fillet in our feature separately. For this one, let's enter 15, for example. Just click outside the entry box to register. And let's accept. Let's edit our fillet again. Right-click, Edit Feature. Let's right-click in the Edge selection box and choose Clear Selections. Now we're going to take a look at the Tangent Propagation option. I'm going to select these three corners here. Number 3. Since multiple radius is checked, we can input radius values for each fillet separately, one at a time. Let's accept and activate the fillet command again. 5 mm radius. Tangent propagation is checked. And as you see, the fillet has automatically propagated in the preview all the way to this edge. Let's uncheck tangent propagation. Now the fillet is applied only to selected edges. Let's check tangent propagation again, and we're ready to click OK. Let's shift-select fillets 1 and 2 and delete them. SOLIDWORKS asks us to confirm each deletion, yes. And let's activate the fillet tool again. This time, instead of an edge, I'm going to select a face. Our preview appears in yellow. Now, if you've got full preview selected, but you don't see the preview, this is usually an indication that SOLIDWORKS isn't able to create the feature. Notice that the fillet preview disappeared when I changed the radius value to 15 mm. With a radius value this high, the fillets that propagate around the edge of this face interfere with one another, and thus SOLIDWORKS isn't able to solve this request. Let's restore the radius value to 5. Click outside to register, and here is our preview. Make another selection. Let's check the multiple radius fillet option. And let's enter a value of 1 here. Let's make this 8 mm. Okay, let's clear out these selections. Right-click in the selection box and choose Clear Selections. Let's take a look at another option. When I mouse over this edge, I can right-click and choose Select Loop. We just click this arrow here to change the loop direction. Let's modify the radius, let's say 5. Tab outside to register. And let's apply another loop here. Right-click, select Loop. And we can change the side to which the loop is applied by clicking this arrow. Since multiple radius fillet is checked, we're able to specify values for the radius of each fillet. Okay. Let's delete fillet 3 now. Right-click and select Delete. SOLIDWORKS asks us to confirm, yes. Let's activate the fillet tool again. Now we're going to explore setback parameters. Let's select these 3 edges and click Accept. Notice the shape of the face, which merged all 3 fillets. Let's activate the fillet tool again. We'll select these 3 edges now And now let's enable setback parameters. Just scroll down the Property Manager and expand this section. We'll select a vertex. We've got two options. We can set unassigned or set all. OK. And now you can see the difference between a fillet that doesn't use a setback and a fillet that does. Let's modify fillet 5. Expand setback parameters. And here we can enter different values for the setback. Let's use 0 for this one. And 12 millimeters here. Click outside to register. And OK. Now you can see the difference between setbacks with value 0, value 7, and value 12 millimeters. In the design tree, let's shift select fillets 4 and 5 and delete them. Activate the fillet command again. Now let's take a look at the fillet options section at the bottom here. Expand this section. Let's take a look at select through faces. When this is not checked, I can only apply the fillet to visible faces. When this option is checked, I'm also able to select entities which aren't visible. Let's right-click in our selection box, Clear Selections. Now let's take a look at the Round Corners option. Let's fillet a couple edges here. Now let's check the Round Corners option, and you can see in the preview exactly what the Round Corners option does. Let's uncheck it and click Accept. By the way, we're able to edit fillets right in the graphic area. Let's turn on Instant 3D, select the fillet, and grab the handle to change the radius value. For example, let's say to 20 millimeters. To unselect everything, simply click in blank space in the graphic area. Let's activate the fillet command again. Let's take a look at the Overflow type options. We've got Default, Keep Edge, and Keep Surface. Let's see what the difference is between these three options. Change the radius to 17 millimeters. OK. Let's adjust our sketch a little bit. Right-click and edit the sketch. I'm going to drag the circle a little closer to the edge. Exit the sketch. And let's edit fillet 7 now. Expand fillet options. Let's take a look at Keep Edge and Keep Surface. Let me just zoom in a little bit so it's more clear. Keep Edge, and next Keep Surface. OK, let's accept. Zoom to fit. Let's delete fillet 7. Right-click. Delete. Confirm yes. We're going to look at one more option now. Let's insert another sketch. Rectangle tool. Place it about here. OK. Exit the sketch. Activate Extruded Boss Base. Accept default parameters. Fillet tool. And let's select this edge. And let's accept. As you noticed, my extrusion is still here. Let's right-click on this fillet, Edit, and let's uncheck Keep Features. SOLIDWORKS gives us the option to keep or disregard features. Let's accept, and now the extrude has been disregarded. And this concludes our first lesson about the fillet command. Next, we'll be exploring the other types of fillets.